Hey, it's Jason with jamzDOTnet. Today I'm here with my 1991 Chevrolet G20 Conversion van. We're doing a lot of cool things to this van, and we're planning a little bit of a road trip. And as part of the road trip, we'll be parked in a parking lot at a theme park. And I would love to have air conditioning so that way we're not just baking in the sun. So I'm going to be installing this portable air conditioner, and I'm going to talk about where I plan to place it, and more importantly, how I plan to power it in this 91 G20 van. Stay tuned. Okay, so the air conditioner that I went with, I got on one of these Amazon, I think it was like Black Friday in July events. It is a Zafro portable 8,000 BTU air conditioner. They claim it can cool up to 350 square feet. It should run off of a 2,000 watt Predator generator that I intend to get from Harbor Freight. It has a dehumidifier built in. It has an exhaust vent that you're going to have to run. I'm going to show you how I plan to do that. And it also does not need to be drained, but they say if you're running it constantly, hook a drain hose. Otherwise, it's like a dehumidifier. I'll have to empty it. Now, these vans, people do crazy things with ACs. Some people would take a window unit through the back window, put a piece of wood. Some people mount rooftops. Some people do absolutely nothing. What I wanted was something that was not permanent, something that you really wouldn't know is on the van, and something that I can remove seconds and put this in the back when I'm not using it. So the first thing I had to do was to power it. I'm not going to run it off of the van. It's not going to have enough energy. I'm not going to be in a position where I'm going to be able to plug it into an outlet, generally speaking, like if I'm at an auction or a swap meet. So the first thing I did was I installed this Reese hitch. This hitch was about 160 bucks. It's a class 3 hitch. It can tow 5,000 pounds, a legit hitch. On top of having the hitch installed, I went to Harbor Freight. A lot of this project is done through Harbor Freight. So I got one of these ATV racks. It is going to go directly into that hitch, but it goes out and up because, you know, these vans sit low. So the purpose of this is going to be, it's a 300-pound weight capacity, is strictly going to be to hold the generator, nothing more. And then I'll secure the generator in here with a chain so somebody can't just walk off with it very easily. Getting power in will be pretty easy because these windows pop open. So when I'm running the generator, I can just have the power cable come in. I can kind of shut this window a little bit here on the cable, right? Like so. And I can just run the cable up where I need to go. A heavy duty cable. I don't want to be doing anything small. So that's how I'll get power. These Predator generators are super quiet. I'm going to pop up on the screen the one I'm talking about. And they're a little bit expensive, but completely like half the price of a Honda one. I'm going to go with the super quiet Predator 2000. It's a 2,000 watt generator. You shouldn't be able to really hear it when it's running. I don't want to be noisy if I'm in a parking lot or at a swap meet or something. So that's going to be how I power it. I won't have any issues there. Now, where am I going to put this unit? Let's talk about that. So my intent is, again, this is only going to be used when we are parked. I'm going to have it sitting right here. The width of it will fit perfectly, and I'll be able to ratchet strap it down. So aesthetically, it's like, yeah, that looks okay. But again, this isn't a long-term solution. Where else would I put it in here if you think about it, right? Like, you want all this space to be open, and that bed, if it goes down, you're not going to have any space in the back if you're sleeping. And generally speaking, we're going to want it when we're resting. and you don't want to sit it here or here. So that's really the only logical spot. The only thing it's going to do is prohibit me from getting from the driver's seat in, but I'm not too stressed about that. I can just walk outside and hop in, or, you know, something along those lines. But these generators and the power will just kind of run from that window along the side and plug in. Easy peasy, you power it up when you want to actually use it. But the generators require an exhaust vent. I'm absolutely not going to be cutting into the side of this van to exhaust it, but I'm going to be using a window. And I haven't figured this out until I open it, how exactly I'm going to do it. But here's how I plan to vent it. So ideally, when I'm not using it, it just sits here and the pipe is kind of tucked away. But my thought is to have the pipe come up right through here, and I can just maybe vent it by opening this window and then just putting it out the window. Doing this with one hand's kind of a pain. And my thought is run it right through there, and then I'll probably cut something that I can put in this window. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna actually just cut a piece of wood, shut the window on it, and vent it out the window. When I'm done, put the window up, shut the window, pull the pipe in, drape it, and off we go. So then it's completely out of the way for passengers, and then when we're chilling out in here, we got some AC that can blast. So let's get this unpackaged and see what exactly it has. This is a nice small unit, as you can see. And this is the back, that's your filter. This here is what the vent will hook to. And when I say what the vent will hook to, it's this tube right here. This just slides into the back of the device and away you go. So again, when I'm not using this, I just unhook it and fold it up. But I'm trying to think about my best option. The tube clearly is too big to go through this anyway it's opened. I could rig this up in the side, but then I'll have a real big gap. I think my best option, honestly, is going to be this door. And basically, if I can shut the window up to that point, meaning I have to have something that fits the inside of the window here. And what I think I'm going to use is foam board. I think what I'm going to do, and that's what you put on the exterior of a house, you know, then you put the like the plastic wrap over it, and then you can put in siding and whatnot. It's decently thick, it's light. I don't want something very heavy because it's glass, it's foam. So if I shut the window up to like right here on the foam board, I can kind of notch out the foam board a little bit. And then the foam board can go all the way up, and I'll cut it to fit in here. And then I'll make an opening to the foam board where that can just sit. And then I can paint the foam board like black or something. Again, I'm gonna be in the van when this is being used, so I'm less concerned about security and somebody popping the foam board and getting in. The glass is gonna be up. I don't wanna use wood because it's heavy, and I don't want it sitting on the glass. And foam board is a really good insulator. It's gonna keep everything shut with no gaps. And it's easy to pull it out, lay it in the seat, put the window up. Okay, we're back in the van, throw it up, you know, and this unit should be able to cool it off fairly darn quick. So I need to make a cutout of what I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna get a cardboard box and I'm gonna try to outline it. And then I'll get a piece of foam board and show you how I plan to cut it. Okay, so I've been experimenting with it. And I think the most logical way is to have the window go all the way up. And I can notch out a piece of foam board that will fit in here. And then I can notch out something that will kind of fit in here. So, and then when I say notch it out, kind of then affix it to this. So then I'll have a little piece of foam board and then a little piece here. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to let you see what I'm doing here. I put it exactly how I want it. And really all I wanna do right now is just get kind of the height of the outside of this window. And then once I get the height, I'll be able to then I'll be able to lay this down and then notch out the section, and it's gonna basically be cut straight across. Now, this box, I need to get a better cut one here because of this hole. It's actually, looks like it's actually just like at the top, so that will probably still work. The chickens are being very noisy. Okay, so I cut the main cardboard out. I used just a straight blade to do it. I've notched the end of where I want that piece to meet. So then I can, I'm not sure this is gonna work how I'm hoping, but we're gonna give it a go. I'm basically laying this down and then I'm going to outline this outside. So that is basically what I should cut out. Let me go get my scissors. So the foam or the cardboard cutout seems to fit decent. So it will be a little bit tighter here with the foam. I'll cut it just a hair longer. But that's how that side will be. And then I'll do something similar on that side. It's be a little harder on this side, but I'll figure out how to notch something out right there. So let's go line up a big piece of foam and cut that out. Okay, so I had to make a few little tiny changes. The window is not a straight line down, it's actually curved a little bit. So I took this and instead of going straight down, I cut it at an angle a little bit. It fits in here snug, I mean miniature crack here, ever so miniature crack here. I'm gonna wrap this in black Gorilla tape just to protect the foam. But overall, I mean, you can't drive with it like this, like, period. Like, this will blow out if you drive. But just for parking and put it in. And then when I tape it, I'm gonna tape it to this as well. So that way, you know, I know exactly, I just gotta put it in. And I'm curious if I can figure out a notch in here. So I'm gonna work on that next, but I'm gonna label these. So this is what I cut out of the paper. This is tracing it on the foam board. So now I'm gonna try to cut this out, and my hope is I'll be able to tape this to the bracket. So I end up having one unit I put in the window, and I'm gonna wrap everything in like really tight duct tape to achieve that. Okay, so I'm pleasantly shocked with how it turned out here. These little gaps, when I put that duct tape on it, will be closed up. The weight of the pipe is supported by this. This is supported by the window. This is going to be pulling any weight strictly for insulation. And you can see how the inside looks. So, okay, so it's taped. It's nice and rigid. It's not flimsy. I'm going to spray paint that. I will probably spray paint right over the tape. I don't think that will cause me any issues. Spray paint all of this, but I'm very pleased with how this has turned out. Okay, so I have the window thing in. I think it looks pretty decent. It shuts up in there nice. You get good, solid closure without any gaps. It blows a ton of air out. So that is how it would look when I'm parked and I put it in. I mean, it's super lightweight. I'll shut this cable up, unhook it from the AC, store it, and just let it blow out the side like so. And then you get into a really nice, cool van, or you're staying in a really nice, cool van. I'll show the generator and the rack on the back later. That would be pretty much a different video, installing the generator and unboxing it and that sort of thing. But this would give you just a good idea of what you can do with one of these little remote units in your van. So thumbs up. I hope that this was helpful, and maybe it gave you some ideas about how to install a portable AC unit in your van, and you can certainly test it out like I've been doing, and more importantly, see how I'm venting it. And literally, I just slide that to the left, put the window down, fold this up, and then it's easily, you know, moved. And then in the winter, I can completely remove this and put it in the back of the van, or wherever it is that I want to store it. Be sure to give me a subscribe on YouTube, jamzDOTnet, JAMZDOTNET, and follow all of our DIY cars and adventures. Have a great day.